We're done. Say, that's a very good chart. Well thought out. Well, thank you. We think so, too.
Well, I suggest to Bill that there comes a point when fact-finding stops and decisions are made.
I agree.
When you finally settle on precisely what actions you want people to take.
Absolutely.
When you tell them in the plainest language possible. If the whistle blows, you ought to do this, you ought to go there.
But we are not at that point now.
Why not, Bill? You know where the shelters are.
Some of them, most of them, probably.
Well, what else do you need?
Where the people are, Commissioner. Not only where they live, that's no real problem, but where they work, where they play, where they go to school, where they shop. Because people living normal lives just don't stay put. Let's take an example. This courthouse itself. Right now it's crowded. Streets outside are busy. If there were an attack now, everyone could find shelter in the building. Maybe not here, but in the halls, in the basements, in the courtrooms. Am I right, Bill?
Yes, Donald. That wing is built around a central core, one cylinder inside the other. There's fallout protection inherent in the architect's design.
So you see, you have plenty of room, already surveyed and marked. Enough for several thousand people.
3,000. Surveyed and marked and stocked.
But if an attack came, say, 10, 12 hours from now, the courthouse would be of no use to many of these people. They'd be in their homes, miles away.
That's absolutely right. As a matter of fact, no one in this room lives within walking distance of the courthouse.
Well, that's true.
And that's typical. Oh, for some there would be other public shelters they could get to in time tonight, but not for all. And we want to find out who goes where.
And who would have no place to go.
Believe me, it won't be easy. It'll take months of hard work by a professional planner. Maps, studies, detailed reports, analyzing population patterns by day and by night, matching them to the present distribution of shelter, working out the most likely ways to get to shelter. And then you'll be just about ready to complete the first step in our program.
First step?
First of 6 steps, John. They've got the whole thing laid out in 6 easy steps. These guys are really thorough.
Well, Mr. Parker, they're logical steps, I think. Shelter allocation won't be worth much unless you set up a procedure for informing the people about it in the plainest language possible. Then you look ahead to determine where your gaps are between supply and potential demand. You decide what's to be done about filling that gap. Finally, you implement the plan. Again, this won't work unless everyone concerned with it knows his part in it. Not only the people in the Civil Defense Office, but policemen, firemen, engineering and public health, you name it. So, step number 5, you issue directives to these departments requiring them to present a supporting plan. And step number 6, you give official sanction to all this by adopting it formally, either by executive order or legislation, whatever your statutes call for.
Now, Mr. Ross, you're talking about a lot of time and money.
Well, if you agree it's worth your time, we'll agree to provide the money, the Office of Civil Defense.
You mean matching funds?
No, sir. In a county this size, it's 100% federal funding.
John, we can make good use of those population surveys. I mean, if they're willing to pay for them, why
The
not?
thought has already occurred to me, Charlie. But I'm not sure I understand what the immediate product